If your trade idea does not work out initially when you take your first trade, but the trade direction is correct, and you have received confirmation that your original idea may actually work, look to re-enter. We look at the charts over here. Today I traded NVIDIA. I traded puts. The main reason for my trade was, again, multiple time frame analysis. So looking at the daily, the hourly, and the 15. And then looking at my entry time frame, which here in this case is the 2-minute. Then I've marked the levels where I was looking to enter the trade, where I was looking to exit the trade, and where I was looking to take profits, but hopeful that if it continues to break the low of the day here at 121, that I would look to hold. This was my second trade for the day, and it brought me into green territory. Originally, the first trade was on NVIDIA as well. It was the same setup, a breakdown just under 121. But because I noticed that the bulls were coming in, or there was some bullish sentiment, I went to exit the trade a little bit early, and I believe I lost about 12 cents on the premiums. But when I noticed it was hanging below the moving average, and my trade idea was still valid, I was looking for a reason to re-add to the trade and take the same breakdown setup here under 122. I did execute on that setup. I kept my levels exactly the same. As you'll see in the live video, the first trade, you'll see how I executed, where the levels were, how I took the loss and kept it really small. And in the second trade, how I executed, I just kept the levels exactly the same and executed on the trade. The premiums were moving in my favor quite a bit on this candle here. And I was hopeful that maybe we could break the low of the day. But when I started noticing some retracement or some green candle forming, I exited the trade, and I believe I made about 30 cents on the second trade. So that put me in green territory. My size is typically the same in all of my trades. I determine this before market open. Before I execute on any trades, I know what I'm willing to risk in terms of whether it's the dollar risk amount. So I keep everything the same, because in the long run, if you are changing your size too much or too often, you may have a loser that ends up being on a higher size, which puts you in red territory. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to size down. And in the next trade, you ended up with a winner, the same sort of return on the chart, but because you sized lower, you made less money, you didn't even get yourself back to break even, and you didn't make any money in the result of that. So I try to keep my size exactly the same. So the main 3 takeaways for this video is to look to re-enter the trade if you have conviction that it is now ready to set up and the first entry was not going to work out, and it's okay. Make sure that you exit for a small loss when possible, especially if the chart is dictating a potential loss that could be bigger when there's no need for that. And the third being to keep your size relatively stable so that you take the same trade or the same setup, or you end up winning 1R, losing 1R, or you win 1.5 or 2R, at least you're making money in the long run. So for those reasons, I felt like this trade opportunity was great. I had some concerns, as you'll hear in the live video, but I still executed because I saw an obvious setup, and these were at key levels, such as whole numbers of 122 and a potential for a low day at 121. And now this has obviously moved back, and it's might be making another leg down, but I think I'm done for the day. If you've gained value from this video, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming videos. I post lessons, trade recaps, live trades. I show my entries and exits, fills, and everything. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And I hope you enjoy the live trading recap. There are 2 trades this time. I'm looking at the downside here for NVIDIA, just under 122. Not entirely sure about this trade, but it's starting to look like it wants to go down. Potential target here at 121. And I'm looking here at the 121 puts on NVIDIA. July 5th expiration. Order filled. Okay, I'll enter the trade. It's about a 60-cent stop loss on the chart. So I'm looking to risk about no more than 20 to 25 cents here. And if this flushes down towards 121, it should be a pretty clean move. But I'll look to lock in profits if it does give me that opportunity. Just hanging around break even right now, which is a bit concerning. Just around the entry price. The markets are still strong, so it's just not the highest quality trade, but it is showing some level of weakness compared to the market. I'm okay with that close right now, but I need this to get under 122. If it gets above the moving average here, I might look to exit early. Order filled. Yeah, I'm out of that trade. This might present another opportunity here, so I'm just looking at my options. Same entry criteria, 122 for the entry. Order filled. Okay, I've entered this trade. Gonna give this one more try. If this goes below 121, I think it could go further down. So I'm gonna see if I can get a bigger win on this. It's covered quite a bit of that previous move up. My fill price was around 127 here. Currently sitting at 156. I think I'm going to try to get it just here at the low of the day. Let's see if it wants to make a further move down. Since I'm up about close to 20 cents here, I'm not going to try to make this into a loser, so worst case scenario, I'm okay with getting out at break even. The markets are currently weak. They're both SPY and Qs are below the moving averages here. On the 2-minute, it's experiencing selling pressure here, so I'm just waiting for a low of day break. See if we get a continuation here. reason I'm holding this trade, it's made quite a bit of movement down, so a low day is possible here. $121 is the level we want to break here, guys. As soon as we break 121, I'm going to try to look at taking profits. Let's go 121. I would have filmed. Okay, I've exited that trade. I feel like there's going to be a bounce here, and I'm okay with exiting with a profit.